Hi, Jonas Cain here for another edition of Magic Words, and the magic word is gap. We all experience these gaps at one point or another in our lives, the gap between where we are now and where we want to be. Encountering these gaps can be at the very least annoying and at the very most downright disheartening. But perhaps what's even worse than encountering these is that when we're not even aware that these gaps exist at all. Because when that happens, we're not aware that we could be achieving so much more. But what's perhaps even worse than that is when we're fully aware of these gaps and yet we choose to do nothing about them anyway. For years, I lived by the mantra, do not let the great be the enemy of the good. Which of course means just because someone somewhere is better than you at something, that doesn't mean that it's any less of a worthy endeavor for you. Now this is fantastic advice to get us started, to get us into the game. But it does have a dark side, and this is the point of this story. For years I was so content with being good that I had no interest in even trying to be better. I had no interest in even trying to improve. I figured I wasn't all that great anyway, so why bother putting myself out there? Why bother risk feeling the pain of failure, risk feeling the pain of rejection? So I held back. I played life small. In fact, a friend of mine used to often say, he'd say, Jonas, go large or go home. And you know what I used to say? I'd say, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna go take a nap, maybe have a sandwich. I've since come to live by a new mantra, which says, don't let your own good work be the stumbling stone that keeps you from becoming your very best. That was my gap. What does your gap look like? Today, I suggest that you engage your gap. What I mean by that is, don't ignore it hoping that it will just simply go away, but engage it. Make small incremental changes every day. You know, it's said that NASA, when they launch a rocket, 90% of the time that the rocket is in the air, it's off course. 90% of the time that this multi-million-dollar NASA rocket is launched in the air, it's headed in the wrong direction. And it's only by making small incremental changes that the rocket is able to go the distance and reach its destination. It's only by acknowledging where the rocket is off course and making the appropriate changes that the rocket reaches its destination. Engage your gap. If you do, you'll be able to achieve more than perhaps you even think possible. And that's why today's magic word is gap. I'll see you next week.